All right. So again, if you missed it, my name is Kate. I will be teaching for you guys today. We are going to be going over command overview. Um, with that, we're just going to take a look at command on a overall scale of viewing it. We're not going to deep dive into any of the specific applets. Just because we do have classes that focus on those. So in case you're not sure where to find that training calendar and find those classes that deep dive into those other topics, you can come to our KWRI website, hover down to training calendar, and you can find those classes. But again, today is command overview. In case you need to slow down, pause, or watch this recording as you're going along with your command, you can find that on our YouTube channel later on, generally uploaded within 24 hours. Definitely recommend subscribing so you see all of our tip videos. Those are new updates with command, new features, things like that. So a great place to check out and stay up to date on those new things in command. Without further ado, though, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to go to command. So if you're not familiar with command, that is going to be agent. Woo, my keyboard's acting funky. Agent.kw.com to access command. That will bring you to a screen that looks very similar to mine here. And from here, you're going to log in with your KW username and password. Now, one thing I like to mention is that your username is not case sensitive. So if you're not using capitals or lower cases where they're needed, it's not going to prevent you from logging in. However, if you are not using those where they are necessary in your password, that will give you an invalid password or username error. We do like to mention too, if you are copying and pasting your password and you're getting an error, make sure you hit that little eyeball so you can view your password. And if there are any spaces entered before or after your password, those will also give you an incorrect password or username error. So make sure you erase those if they're there. Let's go ahead and sign in. All righty. Just let that load up for a second. Sometimes if you start to click on command before it's fully done loading, you do a little bit more harm than good. You might see an error as you are trying to click through that. So wait till it loads. Now that we are on our command dashboard, this may look a little bit different from yours, and that's totally okay. This home screen right here is semi-customizable. So you can click this little customize button in the top right. You can turn off or on specific things that you do want to see or don't want to see. Once they're added or removed and you have everything showing that you'd like, you can also rearrange those. So you can drag and drop to change where those appear. And once you're done, you go ahead and hit apply. And that will automatically go ahead and update where those exist. Oh, we still got some people joining. Other things on the home screen here, you will also notice at the top we have command, KW Connect, and also you'll see on mine that we have command MC. Now, if you do not have command MC, that's totally fine. This will only appear if you are a member of leadership and you have a specific role listed for you. So if you don't see that, that's okay. But you should have command and KW Connect. We'll go ahead and click on Connect. Now, Connect here is a good place for you to find additional training, resources, things like that that you can learn. So if you come here, you have the Learning Home. You'll kind of see some recommendations. If you bookmark any specific learning, things like that. You can also find the things that you have bookmarked, so you can go back and easily find those to get started on watching those and learning those. You have continue learning, completed. You also have a browse all where you can search for specific classes, things like that. You can also search the content up here. So if we're looking for Ignite classes or something along those lines, we can search for that and it will bring all the various materials and information regarding that specifically. It will go ahead and pull that up. With that, you also have the events button right here. This is where you can find your specific training for your local area or a specific area. You can find your market center or your region. You can also look for any area or KWRI if you're looking for. So you can come here and find any of those training and resources there. We'll skip Command MC since that is not for everyone, and we're going to take a look at Marketplace. But before we do that, I'm going to go back to Command just so we're familiar with how to get there from Command. Now up here is the Marketplace. It looks kind of like a little storefront. This is where you can find third-party platforms to integrate with your command system. So if there's a specific platform you're using already, or you'd like to see if you can integrate it with command, you can come in here and search for those and get those connected to your command. Next to that, you have your little notification bell. This will go off anytime something happens within your command. So whether this be a new lead coming in, if you submitted compliance and it's letting you know that that was accepted or rejected, all of those notifications will come through here. You'll see that you have some that are unread, read. You can also adjust those notifications by clicking on the little gear up here. You can also have some other options with, marking them as read, managing those specific notifications if you don't want to see them, things like that. Now, next over here, we have our name. If you click on our name, now Scott is on a team here. You may or may not be on a team, so you may not have this profile here. If you don't, that is totally okay. You may also have a coaching team or something like that if you are a member of the coaching program. Below that, we have the referrals profile. Now, your referrals profile is internal. That is for other agents to find you, connect with you, and have you as a referral partner. So this can be edited here. There are a few pieces of information that cannot be edited through this directly and may need to be edited in other places. Next is the My Profile. Now your My Profile is mostly an internal profile. However, turning this off or on will allow you to show on the KW.com website or not. So the KW.com is just the generic KW website, but it is how clients, customers can find agents all over the KW company. So if you have your profile turned off, you will not display on this website so that anyone can find you. So keep that in mind. That's going to be this little button right here. Other than that, this profile is primarily an internal profile. So you have your About Me information. This is going to be your personal info. You're going to have contact information. If it's going to load. Try that again. Oh, I'm sorry, the contact information is here. So this is your About Me and contact information. This is where your name, things like that will all populate. Then you have KW information. So this is going to be your system info. This is where you can find your KW email and manage it. You can find your username and password. You can't see your password in here, but you can reset it if you need to. You can also view and edit your recovery email. So if you're trying to reset your password, and you have access to this, you can update that here. Otherwise, you may need to reach out to Market Center staff. You also find your personal information. You can locate your beneficiary, your profit share information, your sponsor with KW. And then if you are in more than one KW office, you'll also have this primary Market Center here. This allows you to adjust which office is your primary and which is your secondary. And then down here, we have the MLS information. This has to be adjusted by your office, so it's not something you can adjust. And again, if you are with multiple offices, that will appear here. Otherwise, you will just have the one. One thing I like to mention with the contact information, you'll see your real estate license information here. If any of that information is incorrect, you will want to reach out to your Market Center staff to have that updated. That will need to be done within Command MC. And that includes both your license number, your expiration, things like that. Question in the chat, training calendar, if you're referring to the one for the Scott Leroy, that is on our website, and I can come back to that at the end if you need help with that. Moving along though, let's keep going through this button over here. You'll also notice we have a settings option. So settings is going to bring you into your integrations. So I was talking about the marketplace and where you can connect third-party platforms. There are some that are already connected with Command and will show up here so you can easily connect those platforms. For example, DocuSign, Facebook, Dotloop won't appear. That is one that if you are using that in your office, it will need to go through Marketplace for you to connect. But other platforms, DocuSign will be here. Facebook, this is going to be for post scheduling. So if you're wanting to push out social media posts to your Facebook, you'll do that here. Color covered. The ads manager has moved into the campaign section, but you can get to that by clicking here, and that will allow you to proceed and connect. Instagram for social media posting. Keep in mind your Instagram needs to be connected, linked to your Facebook. They do need to be business pages. Facebook and Instagram do have strict advertising rules that prevent you from posting to your personal accounts from Command. I'm sorry. If you're using Twitter or X, you can connect that here. Others, Google Calendar, Gmail, Office 365. These are great ones to connect. If you were to connect your Gmail and send emails to clients, it will notate those emails being sent and received on the contact timeline. So good ones to have connected. You also have Twitter Ads Manager. Down below, we have Command Mail. This is how you send emails through Command. So generally, this is going to be your KW email. However, you can set the reply email for any emails that you sent to go to any email you would like. So you can adjust that here. You do get 5,000 emails per month with the KW Mail. You can upgrade that by managing subscription. And then the other two showing here, MailChimp, if you have a MailChimp account and would like to connect, and then Twilio. Twilio is a paid-for service. It allows you to send text messages directly through Command. It's not your personal phone number. However, you get to select a phone number to use, and you can generally find one within your area code. Let's see, I don't see any questions, so we will keep going. You'll also find your other settings over here. Another profile that is super important is going to be found under the Connect settings. And this is going to be your marketing profile. Now, your marketing profile, in my opinion, is the most important profile. This one feeds information to your KW website, to your KW consumer app, and to various pieces of marketing that you can create through Command. So a super important profile to make sure it is up to date. You can turn that on here with the green light. If you shift that off, it will turn that information off from feeding over. If you have it on, it will have you acknowledge and continue, and then you'll have that green light. You will want to make sure your photo is included. If you are on a team, you can add a team logo here. If you're not on a team, we do recommend having some kind of logo or photo here. In certain cases, this logo does feed over to certain pieces of marketing, even if you're not on a team. So having a generic KW logo here would be great, or even adding your photo for a second time. Or an alternative, if you brand yourself as a solo agent and you've created your own logo, you can certainly include that here. Your personal information will be next. There are certain things that are going to be required with that red asterisk and others that are not. Some that are not that are super important to include are going to be your license number. You'll have to include your bio, but then you have your website, which is not required, and we definitely recommend having that and the license number included. Certain marketing items will pull that information, so if it's not there, you may see an error, or it may not populate correctly on your marketing. Your bio is required. If you needed help with that, we would be happy to help you. You can check out our website, and we can help create one for you or update it throughout your profiles. You'll have your phone number and your office. Market center information you can include here. If you're not sure where to find your Market Center specific logo, you can click the KW Connect button and search for your logo there. It will bring you to a logos and branding page, and you can search for your specific Market Center here. And then download that folder for all of the various colors and formats of that. Now down below is the compliance section of Command, marketing profile. If you have specific compliance that is required, this is where you'll enter that. If you're not sure if you need that, you can definitely reach out to your Market Center staff and they can guide you on that. There's a place for illegal footer text. If you have any links that need to be required, images, and then down below, you'll also find where you can include your social media handles so that you can redirect people to those pages. Now, when you enter these in, they do need to be the full URL. And you will want to make sure it's the public-facing profile, not your internal one. And then lastly, if you have any Google Analytics, you can get those added here. Once everything is up to date on this profile, you just want to make sure you hit save so that all of that is saved. Now moving along, other things we have over here, Command training. This is going to give you some of those resources again to allow you to get started and kind of learn Command and the other KW technology. And then lastly, over here in the top right, we have a question mark. This will allow you to find guided tours to better help you maneuver through or navigate through Command. You have Keller Williams University, which is again another place for resources and training. And then you can chat with support directly. So in some cases, you may be experiencing or having trouble with something specific, and it may just be a bug that KWRI needs to know about and work out. So in some events, you'll reach out to KW support through this here. You can also share ideas. So KW Command was created by agents for agents, and they are ever evolving the platform. So they are always adding new things to it, and most of those are coming from recommendations from agents throughout KW. So if there's something Command isn't doing that you would like to see it do in the future, you can head over there and post your idea. You can also search to see if someone else has already posted that and vote that up the pipeline so that it's more likely to be implemented. All right, let's go ahead and move back to the home page. Now from the home page, you'll see that we have all of these various applets over here on the left-hand side. We're going to briefly cover each of these various applets. You can hover over those to see what they are specifically. You can also hit this red and white KW to expand that and see what each of those are called. So we're going to kind of start at the top and go to the bottom. If you have questions as we're going through anything, definitely drop those in the chat. We should also have time at the end for questions as well. But we're going to go ahead and start with contacts. So this is where you add contacts, you keep your database. This is where you can keep in communication with them. And just really make sure you're being smart with your database. So once you're in here, you have the ability to search for any specific contact. You can search by first, last name, email, address, or if you just want to search overall, you can use that as well. You have the ability to search based on filters, and there's a ton of options when it comes to this. You can even do advanced filters, where you can search for if it has an empty field. So if you're trying to fill in something specific, maybe you don't have phone numbers or email addresses, and you want to find all of the people that don't have that, you can say, if that field is empty, please pull them up. Let's just do birthday. If they don't have a birthday, and you want to start plugging that in and filling your database with that information, you can search any contact that does not have a birthday applied to their contact card. So tons of options here. You can also set up smart views. This will allow you to come into Command, and every time that filter that you've set up will automatically pull up. So you have the ability to create those, to edit them, etc. So if you want to come in and see, let's see, anybody that's got a birthday coming up and you want to have a smart view set up so you see those people first, you can definitely set that up. Now there's the option to import over here. This is great if you have not put your contacts into command yet. You can download the template so you can start filling that out to import. Or if you've already got one, you can certainly just go ahead and import that. If you need help with that, we are happy to reformat and import contacts for you, so you can always reach out to us as well. You can add a contact right here, so we can go through adding a contact really fast. Let's do Fred Flintstone. If you had a relationship to add, you can do that here. You can add their primary. Ooh, can't type Pepper. You can decide if that is a personal, work, or other. You can add their phone number. Just type in random numbers. Personal, home, mobile, cell, work, other. If you want to select the lead source from the list provided, you can add that. Lead source is going to be where you know this person from, how you have them. If you met this person at an open house, you could certainly add that as their lead source. If you want to mark them as a lead, you can certainly do that as well. That will put this little L that you see behind on that specific contact to identify them as a lead. If you have specific tags, this is great for identifying certain groups of people or anyone that you may want to market specifically in a different way. So if this person came from an open house, we may want to set up some type of follow-up for that. So adding an open house tag may be a great way of us being able to identify that person and how to market them more specifically. Then you also have the add more information. This will allow you to add additional phone number or email. You can add their home address this way. If they have a different mailing address than their primary, if they have social media profiles you'd like to add, you can add those here. You also have about, this is where you get into legal name if you want to add a description, birthday and anniversaries for their home. Again, you can add a relationship here if you have company information. And then down below for custom, you have areas of interest, sports teams, kids' names. These are just other ways for you to find ways to communicate with them more specifically. Or sometimes people will do, like, if they do a pie giveaway every year, they can add that so that they can easily find those people. Once we hit create, we would be brought into their contact card. And this is where you can view all of that information. So you can view and edit all of that. You also get their contact timeline, which will give you a running timeline of every interaction you've had that has been run through command. You can also manually add those by adding a note or an activity. Activity will allow you to say if you had a meeting with them, call, email, etc. If it wasn't directly tracked through command, you can add those along with any details you might want. Then you'll see they have opportunities, smart plans, tasks, notes, and save searches. So you can view all of that information for that specific contact directly in their contact card. I will go back. Do not see any questions, so we will keep going. Now, one thing I like to mention over here, if you hover over this name and click on that, if you're trying to sort your database by a specific thing, if you want to search them by last name, things like that, you can click on that and adjust. You also have the ability to show 500 contacts, 100. So if you're not seeing as many as you'd like, you can do that here. If you're on a team, you may see something like this where you have switched to team account. This is just letting you know if you're not finding who you're looking for here, it may be on the team account. And then over here, these three little dots, you have the ability to check for duplicates. This is a great new feature that they've added. You can scan your entire database to see if there are any people in there that may be in there twice. So that will allow you to do that. You can export contacts, export mailing labels, and that will do it either as a CVS or a CSV or a PDF. Alrighty, moving right along, let's go ahead and go to tasks. Now we are in tasks, we have the to-do, We have completed tasks. We also have archived tasks. This will allow us to see any of those, again, that we have coming up to do, that we have completed already, or that we've archived that maybe didn't necessarily need to be completed. You have the option to create a new task. That will allow you to enter the task name. If you want to link them to a contact specifically, what is that task going to be? So I put call, so we'll go ahead and switch that to call. Call to check in. I don't know why it's spacing. Oh, what's going on with my computer today? If you need to add a hyperlink, priority level. If you need to set a specific due date or no due date, go ahead and select your due date here. If that task is needing to be repeated, does it need to be repeated daily, weekly, on the last Thursday of the month, yearly, or do you need to set a custom due date reminder or repeat? Once that's done, you can hit create and it will add that to the list. Back in the to-do section though, you'll notice we have the name of the task, who that is linked to, who it's assigned to. This would be more important if you were on a team and you had different people being assigned to those tasks. The priority level, if it's past due, due today, next 7 days, due later, no due date. You can view all of that. You can check off items as they are done. You also have the option over here to mark it as completed. Oops, we're just spinning here. You also have the three dots to edit, reschedule, or add a note. You also have that option to archive. Now you can, of course, adjust these if you want to show them differently. It will give you the option to see different views. Same for priority level. If you're wanting to see the higher priority versus the lower, it will allow you to filter it that way. And then the due dates, of course, too. Alrighty. Still no questions, so we will keep going. Next, we have smart plans. So a smart plan is a way to set it and forget it. It's kind of just a follow-up system. It can be multiple steps or it could just be one step. They do differ. You can find a ton of different smart plan options by coming to the library. These are different smart plans that are either created by Keller Williams International themselves or created by different agents within KW. You can even find any of Scott's smart plans that he's set up by searching under the author name. You can find those. So if you're interested in one of the newsletters or something like that and you want to take a look at, you can come and view those here. It will allow you to view the steps. So as you can see, these monthly newsletters are a one step. They send an email and then they are done. But you can view that step here and it will just tell you that it sends an email. Now, some of these are going to be a lot more steps. See if I can find one. So the 30-day challenge, as you can see, is a 30-day long smart plan. It has 30 different times that it communicates with that person, and it is 30 steps. And it will tell you what each step is. You can create delays. You can send text messages with the smart plans. These are kind of up to you. And when you add a smart plan to your library, generally they can be edited. And we do recommend making sure that no other agent's information or market center information is on a smart plan before you send it to your contacts. So once you add that smart plan to your library, you'll see this one's already in there, so that's okay. We'll go back to my smart plans, and this is where I can then view and edit those. So over here, again, I can view those different tasks that are with that. Let's try this one. So as you can see, it has a touch task where I connect with them on social media, text message, email, another task, email. So you get the point. It has various things that you do with that specific contact when they're on that to communicate with them. Now here we get the name, the contacts that are on it. So you can see there are 3 contacts on the biweekly neighborhood nurture. the created date, the duration of that smart plan, and how many times that person is communicated with during that smart plan. Further to the right, we have add a contact if you want to go in and edit that smart plan. And then we also have the three little dots to copy, publish to library, or delete. You can also create your own custom smart plan by clicking the create button. And that will allow you to start plugging in any communications you might want to have with that client or customer, and go ahead and create your own specific smart plan. All right, moving along. Our next applet is the referrals applet. So this is how you send and receive referrals to other KW agents. You have the overview here on this main page. How many pending invites do you have? Now, this is not pending referrals. This is how many people want to connect with you through the referral network. You have the pending referrals. This would be if someone sent a referral to you, if you've received any, and then also if you've sent any. Now, this is your referral network. These are agents through KW that you've already connected with in some way, shape, or form, and you've added them to your referral network. You can search them, you can view their information, create notes, send a referral, remove, all of that. You have the ability to do right here. You can track referrals, grow your network. This will bring you into the map, which we'll come back to. But we also have my referrals. This is where you can see those sent and received referrals right here. You can view pending, active, funded, lost, expired, rejected, or if you want to view all of them, you can do that as well. You can also have filters set up to filter out those. And the next is the map. This is a great way to find agents in the Keller Williams company. Lisa, you cannot add outside referrals on this piece of command. This is just for internal. Once you're here, my favorite way to search is by coming over here and searching by the market center. And then if you zoom in on a specific market center you are interested in, and I'm just using my mouse to zoom in. You can also use the plus sign over here to zoom in or out. Once I start to zoom in and I get close enough, I'll see that this right-hand side is starting to populate with agents. Now, once those start to show up, right now they're filtering random, so it's going to show random agents. But I can also decide if I want to see those by first name, last name, closed units that they've had, listings sold, buy sides, leases. So if I'm looking for someone who's a listing agent and that's their primary focus, I may want to look at the listings sold and kind of filter them that way. So this is the easy way to do it. Now, once you have them filtered over here, you can add them to your referral network. That's going to be the little plus sign with a person. You can also send them a referral by clicking on that send referral. So you have both of those options. When you start to see people populate over here, you can still click on their dropdown and see all of their information. So their stats are going to populate, their phone number, email, all of that good stuff. And you can still keep zooming in. So if you have someone who's looking in a specific area, you can, of course, continue to zoom in. You can also search by zip code or city. That's a great way to find those. Can this be used for KWRI planner as well? Patricia, I'm not 100% what you're asking. I'm not familiar with the KWRI planner. So if you want to share more information, I can see if that is something that I can help with. And then lastly, we have my network again. So this also displayed on the dashboard, but this just gives you all just my network. So this gives you a little bit more. This is just this bottom half. If you have a new referral and you want to find an agent, you can do that here. This will, like I said, take you back to the map so you can find that person, but you have that new referral option up there. All right. The next section is going to be opportunities. So opportunities is your transactions. So these are buyers, sellers. If you work with leases, that will be here as well. This is where you create your opportunity, your buyer or seller, as they're getting started in that deal. And as that transaction moves through the process, this allows you to streamline that and be consistent. It allows you to create checklists and see how long it really takes a person to go from you're cultivating that relationship to the closing table. So this will start to give you a better timeline of your average times as someone is sitting in those. How long is it taking them to move from this phase to this phase? So this is a way to get really smart and strategic with your business. And it will continue to update these as those are recalculating how long people are sitting there. Now up here, you do see that I have the team account, my personal account. I also have all opportunities. That's going to allow me to search all of those. And then discussions, this is primarily for teams. But once we're under all opportunities, I can filter and search for a specific opportunity based on address, opportunity name, assignee, or contact. Can filter those. All of that can be done here. I can show up to 75. So this is just where all of those opportunities will be. I like to point out all opportunities because once an opportunity has closed and the month after the office has already transmitted, those will fall off of this. So you'll see that there's usually not any closed transactions. So if I had a closing in September and the office transmitted on October 1st or 2nd, that closed opportunity is usually going to fall off. However, they can still be found here in the all opportunities section. So as you can see, you see a few closed over here. And then once you click into those opportunities, they'll have additional stages where you can kind of move them through that as well. So we do have a class that goes all the way over the opportunities and how to move them through the pipeline. So you can definitely check that out. And then just down below, we have some graphs and how many listings or buyers are closing this month. So you'll have that information here as well. Next is going to be campaigns. Campaigns is where you can do some different types of lead generation. So you can do paid advertisements through campaigns. You can send out email blasts to your contacts. You can send out direct mailers if you're looking to farm a specific neighborhood, or if you're trying to advertise a listing you just got and you want to send postcards to the neighbors, you can do that through here. Or if you're just looking to create your social posts so that they can go through your command, it allows you to schedule out posts as far as you want, pretty much. So here on the dashboard, we just have some quick posts. You can definitely share these and post these to your social media as long as you're connected. You have some tips and training that you can take a look at. Get started links. So these will allow you to easily get started on some of those items. Paid ads. It's going to allow you to run those Facebook social media paid advertisements to generate new business. Those aren't done directly through the here anymore, so you won't see them here. You will see them through the paid ad quick start now. And again, we have a class that goes over this in depth, so you can definitely check that out. But this is where you would connect your Facebook account to your command. And this is also where you can view all of those paid ads as they're running. And we will go back to command. Oops, went too far back. Let's go back to campaigns. Now, emails. Emails are going to be, again, a great way to email your database in command. This gives you also statistics as to who is opening that, who's clicking into that information, who's unsubscribing or deleting those. So you can see all of that information when you create these. So a great way to send out emails to your database and view all of those details. And those can just be monthly newsletters or advertising listings, whatever you'd like to do. Command seems to be going a little slow for me today. Maybe it's because I'm getting click happy. Next is those direct mailers. Again, that's where you can send those postcards. This is where you can preview them, see what you've sent in the past, mailed, drafted, archived, and all. And you can even recreate them. So it's an easy way to get those postcards out. Again, they're sent directly through command. So you don't have to worry about getting stamps, taking them to the post office, any of that. And then those social posts. Again, you can see all of those scheduled. So we've got one here scheduled for upcoming. And if we wanted to view more, we can change this to see the entire month. This will allow us to see any upcoming posts we have for the rest of the month. You can also still go into those and edit those if they're not already published. If they're published, you do not have the option to update anymore. But if we go to the one coming up, we should still have the ability to edit that or delete if we want to no longer publish that. So you can definitely check that out. And again, you do have the option to have quick posts. These are little Facebook posts that KW has put together, and you can quickly hit that share button and post them directly to your accounts. Next, we have reports. The reports is going to give you a ton of information based on different things within command. So the dashboard here, we're going to see mostly contact information. We can see our database overview, how many records we have, contacts, leads, the health of our database. So how easy is it for us to communicate with these contacts in multiple ways? Generally, to have a healthy database, you want to have a phone number, email, address, and of course their name. But some of this other information isn't helpful. So you can start plugging that in. You can also compare it to other agents in your market center or state, all agents, or other agents in your production level, just to see how you compare to them. You have your database activity score, which populates that down here. You can also compare that again to the various different things. And then we have some more info over here. Cities, sources, where those database people are coming from. Our next one is reports here. So this is going to primarily be opportunities. However, you can also check out your goals or database report that we just kind of looked at. And this will just give you really accurate numbers on all of the information that's currently in your opportunities. Now, goals. This is a great way, great place to set your goals for the year. We definitely recommend doing this at the end of the year before the new year starts, so that you have a clear goal for the upcoming year. So as you can see, we have 2024 goals. We can also get started on the 2025. And it's giving you just a time, like a countdown of when that will take place. So that's new. I haven't seen that before. But once you have your goals set, it will give you a clear idea of what you need to do to hit that goal. And just give you really accurate information on all of that. So activities, goal conversion rates, your GCI breakdown, it just lets you get really clear on where you're trying to go and how you're going to get there. And also how you're doing on that. Lead routing, this is for teams. Emails, if you want to check out those email statistics, this is going to be both for email campaigns and also smart plan emails that are being sent out. You can view both of them at the same time, or if you just want to view campaigns or just smart plans, you can do that. You can also check out previous months, and it will give you that information. So this allows you to see how many are delivered. Let's change this to all applets. As you can see, it gives me the color. Purple is campaigns, orange is smart plans, and blue is other. So it allows me to see how many are being delivered, how many are undelivered, how many people are actually opening that. And if I click view details, it's actually going to give me the email that it was sent to and the name of the email that was sent. So I can see what is being actually opened and what is not. It shows me clicked, replied, unsubscribed. You also have some more metrics down here that you can take a look at. It's just a great way to see if people are paying attention to the emails you're sending or not. Now, next is text and calls. This just goes over your Twilio, how many credits you've used, how many are expiring, all of that. I'm going to speed up just a little because we have 3 more to get through and about 12 minutes. So our next one is designs. Now, designs is a place where you can come and create different types of marketing. You can create print marketing, email designs, social media, and also some of those little neighborhood videos, which you'll see right here. But within that, you can create business card templates, flyers, listing presentations. It's going to have all of that in there. Any kind of design you might be interested in, you can generally find a template in here to go ahead and get started. So if you don't have any here, it's because you haven't created any just yet. These are my previous designs within Command. I can filter those if I'm looking for a specific design that I previously created. Search, I can do sorting based on new to old or old to new. And then I can also click on any of these and of course rename, make a copy. So if I want to use this for someone else, but I don't want to edit my first template, I can of course make a copy and make my edits there. I can also view up to 20 designs at one time, so I can see all of those here. Now next is listings. Now listings is where you connect your listings, and you can also search for any listings throughout the KWLS. So if you're not seeing your listings here, you may want to sync that. If you're having any trouble with that, definitely reach out to us, but it should allow your listings to show here. You can also find collections. These are going to be what clients have created when they're looking around on your app. You can also search for any listings through here as well. Create new listing. And then the last option we have down here is our website applet. So this is where you access and edit your KW website. Now, again, as we covered in the beginning of class, some of these items are updated within your marketing profile. For example, names, phone numbers, emails, your bio, things like that. But other things you can, of course, edit here in the settings. You can edit your subdomain. You can find your app URL, so you could copy that and share that with clients. If you're on a team, you'll have these team referral links accessible here. You also have preferences if you want to display these items on your website. You can also set forced registration for your website. So if you want someone to be able to come to your website and view properties 10 times, you can change that to where after 10 times, after they've viewed 10 properties, they would need to register on your website in order for them to keep searching for properties. So that can be edited here. And then, of course, you can hit edit my website to be brought into your website dashboard where you can make additional changes, create new pages, all of that good stuff. This section will allow you to edit a few things by hitting that edit my website, some very basic items. So you can certainly check that out as well. And it does give you the option to go to expert mode, which will bring you right back to this page. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and X out of this. We have about 9 minutes. I am going to stop recording. We've covered all of the applets, but I want to stop recording. That way, if there are any questions, we can cover those. So let's go ahead and do that.